One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalm 23. Many of you guys have heard that psalm, but unfortunately, you usually hear it at a funeral or in sad times. And it's also something you hear in times like this, in desperate times, in times where you're battling things like a pandemic or a hurricane and there's been a disaster. But listen to the words of Psalm 23, verse 4. It says, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." What that means, it's kind of hard to understand in our culture what it's like to be a shepherd or to be led through a desperate valley or a dangerous valley. But valleys over there can have flash floods. And so if an animal is navigating those valleys in a way that's not careful, a flash flood can come up and can sweep them away. And so shepherds were on the lookout and constantly aware of what was going on around them. So these valleys that they would take their herds through were dangerous. They were also dangerous because they were rocky. They were dangerous because snakes and other things lived in those valleys. And so the picture here is of a shepherd carefully leading his flock through a dangerous valley. And so that's the picture and the setting of this of Psalm 23 and of this kind of image that we get from there, that it's a dangerous valley and it's a place that's scary for the sheep, but the shepherd is in control and the shepherd is aware and the shepherd knows far more about what's going on than the sheep do, and he knows far more about how to protect the sheep. And so in this case, we are like the sheep and God is our shepherd. And so we have to trust that he's going to lead us through this valley. It doesn't say that this passage doesn't mean that life is just going to all of a sudden become easy. The valley might be long and the danger in the valley might continue, but the promise is that he walks with us through the valley. And so as we go through this COVID-19 pandemic and ordeal, remember that we have a shepherd that is walking with us every step of the way, and he's guiding us through this if we just listen to him and follow him. It says his rod and his staff, they comfort me. Both of those were tools that were used to protect and to shield and to guide the sheep. And so rest in God's guidance and his protection and just trust. We will get through this. Guys, hang in there.